Hi guys, it's Paul from Bushcraft, back for another foray in the woods, and while I'm out today I thought I'd do a short video on a piece of kit that's a perennial traveller in my pack, and that is my maintenance kit. There's a few bits and bobs in there for carving spoons, but the majority of what's in there is sharpening stones and things for maintaining my axes and knives and tools while I'm in the field. So what I'll do is I'll get it laid out, take you through the contents, and hopefully you might get some ideas of things to put in your own kit. Right, so that's the kit opened up and laid out on the floor, guys. The first thing I'll talk about is the actual pouch that it's in. This was made by a guy called Lee Robinson on the Bushcraft Trade Post on Facebook, and he has an Etsy shop called Three Trees Products. He does quite a lot of canvas stuff specifically in the bushcrafter, tool rolls and billy can covers and hammock chairs and stuff like that. And his products are good. It's good stuff, and it's cheap. You know, they're not ridiculously expensive. I mean, some of the tool rolls you can buy, I think Ramirez does a leather tool roll, it's like 80 quid or something ridiculous like that. You know, it's nice, but I'd be a little bit too precious about getting out my pack and laying it on the ground, I think, if I paid 80 quid for it. So yeah, I think this was something like £8 plus postage. You know, they're not a massive amount of money, but they do exactly what you need. You know, it's a tool roll you can fit. I've seen people put all the spoon carving stuff in, I've seen people put chisels in there, I've seen people put, you know, there are more and there are saw and all the other bits and bobs that go in there. There's various size, different compartments. I've actually modified this slightly by cutting some of the stitching to allow me to fit wider things in, because you know, obviously when you get something like that, you've got to personalise it to suit your taste, which I do with quite a lot of my kit, as you've probably seen in some of the videos. So yeah, but anyway, we'll go into the content. So the first thing is the Falniven DC4 sharpening stone. I mean, I'm sure you're all familiar with these, either the DC4 or the DC3. It's just a diamond surface on one side and a ceramic on the other. They're pretty much a bog standard pocket sharpening stone. If I'm using a lubrication with this, I only tend to use water. I don't really use oil in the field, purely for the simple reason that it's messy. But I generally tend to find that I don't really need any lubrication, because, you know, a few strokes either side and it's pretty much done. That diamond surface does take a lot of material off, so you need to be careful with that. So yeah, that's one of the older type. The ceramic side on the back is a little bit smoother than the newer ones, and some people, including myself, have had problems with the diamond surface actually coming unglued from the stone, but a little bit of epoxy resin and a few hours in a clamp and it's absolutely fine. So that's that. This is like a fine grit rod that I picked up from car boot sale. I mean, I couldn't sort of direct you as to where to get these, because, you know, this was just a fluke fan. I think it was about 20 pence. But that's ideal for doing the inside of your crook knives. I generally tend to carry a Mora, I think it's the 162 crook knife, which I quite like, and it's got quite a sharp curve on it, so you need something round to get inside, but I find that's just ideal. Pairing up with that also is a round stropping rod, just a piece of dowel with a piece of leather attached. What you put your compound on, and you can strop the inside of your blades. I mean, the back of your blades generally you can do on a flat surface if you're careful, but the inside you've got no chance. You need something round, so that's what I use that for. Moving on with strops. This is a paddle strop, and my own design. I make these, and I sell these on Etsy if anyone's interested. It's just a piece of 12mm ply with a piece of 3.5mm leather on the top, and that's used to apply the compounding and strop your knives. I mean, you can use a trouser belt if you want to, but you tend to find that because belts curve, that over time, if you're stropping, what they'll do is they'll actually put a curve on your Scandi edge, which, you know, I can't see it being a massive problem, but I think if you strop your knife a lot, you could end up having to regrind it at some point. So best to be safe than sorry. Use a nice hard flat surface, and then you'll keep a true Scandi edge. What I use on this for stropping is a compound called Auto Sol metal polish. Now, I don't know if this is available in the States, but I'm sure you'll have something very similar, and it's just like a white liquid. I think it's a zinc oxide paste, which is ideal. It works really well. I've used solid block stropping compounds for quite a while, but I tend to find that because they're dry and they're solid, they take a lot of effort to get onto the strop, and you can damage your strop, and you never really get a good coat on there. Whereas because that's fluid, you can get a really good coat on quickly with no messing and no wastage and no sort of hard effort. The other good thing about this stuff is you put a little bit on the end of your finger, you can run it across the rest of your blade, and you can actually sort of take any muck or corrosion off your blade and keep everything nice and polished. So that's that. It's good stuff. Speaking of blades, this is the Crook Knife that I'm carrying at the moment. Now I usually use the Mora, but at the minute I'm carrying this one, which is one made by a friend of mine called Will Adams, bushblade.co.uk. He actually makes bushcraft knives, and he does some fantastic knives. They really are nice. They're spot on quality. His leatherwork's fantastic, his blades are fantastic. But he made a batch of these. I managed to blag one. They've got a slightly flatter blade than the Mora, so you can get a better sort of shallow bowl in your spoon. But yeah, that's the spoon knife I'm using at the minute. The actual Sloyd knife I'm using, which I prefer, is the Mora 106, which again will be familiar to everyone. It's cheap, it's cheerful, it does what it says on the tin. I like the blade shape, I like the blade size. You know, it's perfect for doing sort of small detail work, which I like. And it'll, in an emergency, it'll back up as a bushcraft knife. You know, they're not sort of delicate knives by any means, although they look it. The sheaths again have been made by me, just a couple that I had spare in stock, so I thought I'd use them up for my knives. I mean, if you want them, they're available on my Etsy shop as well. But that's by the by. And the next thing is another compound that I was put onto by some people. Now, some of you might have heard of this, and some of you might not. It's a compound called Ballast Stock, which was developed, I believe, by the Germans in First World War as a natural alternative to their gun oil. I think they'd had problems with the supply of oils for their rifles, and they developed this stuff from natural materials. It's got all kinds of different things in, but not only is it good for oiling your blades, but it's also good for protecting all your woodwork and your leatherwork. And you put it on and it dries like a lacquer, fine lacquer coat, so it protects like all kinds of different things. It's also good for cleaning wounds, believe it or not. There's nothing in there that's harmful. It's all biological and it's all degradable, so it's, you know, it's environmentally friendly, and it's you know, organic. So yeah, you can clean wounds with that. They do this in bottles of liquid, various different sizes, but what they also do it in is wipes. You can get boxes with so many wipes in, and these are just brilliant. I mean, you can open those up, take the wipe, you know, take the wipe out, wipe your woodwork down, wipe your blade down, wipe your cover down, put the wipe away, use it again. It doesn't tend to dry very quickly because it's obviously it's oily, it's not really a liquid, so they don't, you know, they don't dry out and evaporate really quickly, so you can use the wipes over and over again. And another good thing about this stuff is it's flammable too, so you can use it to start a fire with. It's, you know, again, going back to that multi-purpose sort of ethic with all your bushcraft kit, if stuff has more than one purpose, you know, you can improvise with things, so they're really good. And last but not least, just a rag basically, which is, you know, cleaning your hands, cleaning your blades, just to, you know, get the oil off and things like that, just your general purpose cleaning. So yeah, so that's it, guys. That's my no-nonsense sort of maintenance and spoon carving kit. I hope you've found some interesting ideas of stuff you can add to your own kit, and maybe I've introduced you to some things that you didn't know about, but there we are. Well, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that little video, and I hope you found it informative and interesting. I'm never really sure as to sort of what to do regarding bushcraft kit, because like I said before, a lot of it's been sort of round and round the wheel. So if you've got any things you want to suggest, any sort of miracle little products that you think might be good in there, or any sort of criticisms or comments or anything like that, just feel free to let us know. You know, put a comment down, and yeah, click the like button, subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys. See you again. Bye.